All right, we have our friend Jamie Arrington joining us, who is one of the hosts of To the Top Talk, who covers Southern Miss. Jamie, how are you doing tonight, man?
Blake, you're gorgeous, man. I can't roast you, dude. You're doing fantastic.
Thank you. Is it the beard? Is it the Italian? Is it the mozzarella sweat coming down off of me? What is it? What makes me so beautiful?
I think it's the patch of hair coming out the front of the snapback hat there.
I get made fun of that all the time. I got a big head, man.
You got what you do. My dad wears a size 8, so yeah. But
I'm a 7 1/4. I'm not that far. I'm only 2 hat sizes away.
You're catching up.
I'm telling you. Jamie, thank you so much for joining us, man.
Hey,
we'll let you know where you can catch all of Jamie's stuff. We're going to Hattiesburg. We're going to the Pete. LSU, Southern Miss, Kennesaw State, and Army. Man, it's going to be a fun weekend.
We get to play more baseball, man. That's what it's all about. It's going to be a great time.
Look, I've said this, Jamie, in the last 2 shows that we've had, yesterday and Monday. Coach Archlander and this pitching staff is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, look, I could go down the list. I'm not going to exhaust our fans of hearing it again. But it's the strength of their team. And LSU obviously has maybe some would say 2 guys that could go number 1 overall in Jacob Berry and Dylan Cruz. I think that we're heading to a matchup, if both teams win Friday night, to an ultimate clash. And look, I checked it, Jamie, right before we came on the show. Friday night sold out, and Saturday's right there. The Pete is going to be packed. Let me ask you this, and I don't mean this in any kind of disrespectful way because I played football at Southeastern Louisiana. Is this kind of something that Southern Miss and the Pete needed? I mean, because, look, man, this is just going to be absolutely packed. Now, I don't know if the Pete packs out every week. I don't know that. Take us through that. How big is this regional for Southern Miss?
I mean, it's great, getting to play LSU. We haven't played each other in a while. Well, haven't played each other in a few years. But really, I mean, attendance has been solid. I think we're number 11 in the country in attendance. So we have a pretty good draw. Now, just to make everybody aware, we've had some pretty big crowds this year. I think our biggest crowd was about 6,300. But for these regionals, I don't know that you can necessarily sell as many standing room only seats. So when we hosted Mississippi State in a regional a few years ago, the max was 4,300 tickets. So just prepare yourself. Now, that being said, I know that you guys are used to playing in a 10,000 seat stadium, but with the sellout, anything close to a sellout of it being 4,300 would be the largest crowd that the Tigers have played in front of outside of Baton Rouge in the regional. So it's still going to be a great environment. It's going to be a great time, but no, attendance has been fantastic. It's going to be amped up even more. With it being 2 schools within 3 hours of each other, we have a lot of friends. We have a lot of the same, some of us are rivals, some of us are friends. We know each other. A lot of respect for the Tiger baseball program. I know this year wasn't quite what is expected, but you guys are still extremely dangerous. So, and the betting odds reflect that.
I ain't bet. I ain't doing it though. Yeah, it might reflect it. And I know Barstool Mincy. We had Mike Uva, who was just joining us. We had Barstool Mincy on a couple weeks. I know he is doing these baseball odds. Mincy, don't you do this? Don't you dare do this to me. But yes, it's going to be fun. Now listen, getting on the field. I don't want. And look, social media is its own thing. I know that some of the Tiger guys said a couple things that. Obviously, they're looking to a super regional. They want to get back home if they can. And look, I understand that. I think that their words were taken a little out of context, but that's just me. Is this the best Southern Miss team, though, baseball-wise, that you can remember? Look, I have a cousin, that Clay Tajon, that played there for a couple of seasons.
Okay, yeah.
And I think he even has said that this team might be the best team that Southern Miss arguably has ever had. But take me through it. Do you believe that this is the best team that Southern Miss has had? And can they make a deep run, even getting past this regional, if they can get through LSU or any of these teams?
I think this is the best pitching staff top to bottom that we've had. I wouldn't say it's the best pitchers that we've had. Team overall, that's a bit of a stretch just with given how, the bats haven't been there consistently all year. They've been pretty solid. So I would say it's one of the best teams. How they perform in this tournament will that will go to show how good they rank. I mean, if they don't make the College World Series, that it's tough to call them the best team we've ever had.
I can agree with that. I can agree. And well, look, when you look at their pitching staff, and look, I've been trying to beat this in our fans and LSU fans' head the last couple of days. It's nasty.
It's nasty.
And I think it's strength on strength, right? You got
absolutely
LSU's lineup versus his pitching staff, and it's going to be really fun. Is there anything though that look? I noticed you're a big, Pelicans fan. You have some Louisiana ties here. It's going to be fun, like for me. So I'm not going as media. I'm going as a fanboy. I said that I'm pulling the Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay, I'm getting 2 Miller Lights. What? And hitting them together, and we're drinking them down. I think that this is going to be one of the best regionals that we've been to. Are you as excited, though, as me for this?
Absolutely. I'll tell you the first thing I'm excited about is, I know Tiger fans can be obnoxious, and that's expected.
No.
I'm really grateful that it's not Mississippi Oxford or Mississippi Starkville coming to town, because they just really stink up the joint. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think you got 2 fan bases that know how to party. You got Pete Taylor Park, and we're a little behind the times compared to some parts of Louisiana, but we got beer sales legalized here about 3 years ago. So you can buy beer at the Pete in Mississippi. That's kind of bananas. But yeah, I think it's going to be a blast. Hey, and the other teams in there, Kennesaw State, they can rack. That game on Friday night with LSU and Kennesaw State, that could get to be a shootout. I mean, they have some guys that can really crank it. Their best hitter played at Mississippi State for a few years.
That's right. That's right.
Army's a scrappy team. They're a scrappy team. They're one of the best team at stealing bases in the country. So there's something to be said for that. Southern Miss, 7.45 hits allowed per 9 innings. That's good for 7th in the country. LSU, 8.3 runs per game, good enough for 22 in the country. So, yeah, it's going to be power versus power there. The unstoppable force against the immovable object. Which one's going to be the one to cave? It's going to be fun to watch.
Zachary, Louisiana's own Tanner Hall. Okay, I've known Tanner for a while and was kind of upset when he went to Southern Miss instead of going to LSU. That's neither here nor there, but Pulmonary, shame on you. Man, averaging around 9 strikeouts per appearance.
He is just ridiculous.
This is ridiculous. What is he the back? I don't want to say backbone of the team, but man, when you bring that guy out there, you have a shot of beating anybody. I can see that, but I've known the kid for a long time. Do Southern Miss fans see the same thing as I do? You can beat anybody when that guy's on the bump.
Really, honestly, I feel good with any of the 3 weekend starters at this point. I mean, they all do something different. Now, Tanner obviously statistically is one of the he's not going to throw the fastest, but his slider is ridiculously nasty, and it hits, it's been hitting lately. So I feel really good about Tanner. The other guys are really solid as well. The Hurston Waldrop, I mean, he regularly tops 100. I mean, there's some, and then the bullpen is just. We got to feel really good about our team given the status of the pitching staff. But Tanner Hall, really nasty. He won the what is the trophy, the Ferris Trophy, the trophy given to the best collegiate player in the state, deservedly so. You talk about on the season, 130 strikeouts versus 11 walks. That is an insane ratio.
Jamie, it's insane, dude. He's striking out 13 guys to 1 walk.
Absolutely.
That's nasty, man.
Nasty.
Shame
Absolutely.
on you, Paul. Like, come on, man. How do you not if this were football recruiting, Paul would have been in big trouble. We do have some questions firing in here for you, though, Jamie. Dylan Allen says, #AskJamie. Landon Harper is from my hometown that I live in, and his family is close with my fiance, so it's not really a question. I thought it was. But Merchant Kenny, I don't know who Merchant Kenny is, but he's been in the chat all night just trashing some LSU. But he asks, #AskJamie, when we eliminate LSU, oh goodness, do you think it's an easy ride to Omaha?
Let me tell you about Marchant Kenny, man. This dude was one of the baddest to ever play football for the Golden Eagles. When they beat the Tigers back in '94, he was the middle linebacker. He lives in Baton Rouge. He mixes it up with you guys all the time. Bad dude. I'm not getting ahead of myself on predictions, but um, I we've only made it to Omaha once, so I can't say much about whether it's going to be an easy ride or not. I'd love to see us get back.
I agree with Ant Marshall, but he asked you this question. He says, hashtag ask Jamie, is the Conference USA underrated as a conference? I believe that they are. And was ODU snubbed, in your opinion? I believe that they are. What says you, Jamie?
I thought so. Conference USA, very, very. I thought they were pretty strong this year, and not only ODU, I thought UTSA was getting to be a lock there with how they closed the season. I mean, they had some of the best bats that we saw all year. Now that being said, this is our last year in Conference USA, and I think the Sun Belt is going to be a ridiculously entertaining baseball. Conference in all sports, but adding us into the mix with the teams that are in the Sun Belt, it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll be crossing through there, going to battle with the Cajuns from here on out. But yeah, Conference USA, very, very solid baseball conference. The tournament was a knockdown drag out, and yeah, I did think that both ODU and UTSA were very deserving to get in.
What should I do when I get to the Berg? Now I'll be with some Southern Miss guys, but I bought tickets. I'm making them sit on the what we would think and hope is the LSU side. What's the tailgating like out there? I heard it was pretty rowdy. I heard y'all can get pretty nuts out there with some tailgating stuff. What should some LSU fans expect?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. And really, when I think of tailgating, we've got the right field roost, which is inside the park. It's fans. You pretty much get these handed down. I mean, if you get a roost spot, you have got to hang on to it. So we're out there in usually at roost spot 39. So if you get out there, Blake, come by and say what's up. But it's a great time out there. A lot of friendly folks out there. Really a great and unique atmosphere to watch college baseball. Now, if you're out and about the city of Hattiesburg looking for something to do, Keg and Barrel, great spot to visit. One of the best beer bars in the country. Great food. Crescent City Grill, kind of right there in the middle in the mix. We have some Baton Rouge favorites in town. If you want to go to Cane's or Walk-Ons, I think we're getting the Slider restaurant.
Just got to Cane's too, by the way, right?
It's been around for a while,
okay.
But they needed to move to a bigger spot. So I think it's the biggest Cane's in the country, actually.
That's what I thought. I heard it was something like that. And then the Walk-Ons is relatively new too, right?
Yeah, Walk-Ons is relatively new, a few years old, probably 2019, I would think.
I love it. So it's 39. Well, look, I'm coming. Look, I'm 6'3", 290 pounds of strong steel and sex appeal.
Jesus.
And we're coming. We're coming. Okay.
Let's dance.
All right,
we're ready.
I got one last question for you, Jamie. This is something interesting. Former NCAA, NFL, NHL mascot. Take me through that. So you were a mascot in all three levels of the game?
Yeah, I was at Southern Miss. Then I went to the NFL to a team in Illinois. Then I went to the NHL to a team in Arizona. So I had an absolute blast doing that. I'll tell you, let's see, what's a good story? Okay, I can give you a great story. If you go to YouTube and you look up mascot fight, the mascot fight that I had with the mascot at the University of Alabama is one of the first things that pops up. Now, we were roommates in the summer. So we roomed together, we were buddies, and we blocked out. It's a WWE style fight. Like I hit him with a stunner, he throws me through the kicker's net. But all in all, we did like $600-700 worth of damage. Like we broke the Alabama kicker's net in the middle of the game. Like they couldn't use it anymore. We broke a cheerleading megaphone.
No.
He had to go apologize to Coach Francione. Nothing happened to me. Like my administration is like, whatever. We didn't even see it. So you can go look up that fight on YouTube, and it's a great time.
This is so great. So like, did you do like the Stone Cold? Did you go like what? Like, did you give him all that too, or what? When you hit him with the stunner,
it was more like a eagle sound. No, I didn't make any noise. But no, that was the first thing I did. I flipped him around, kicked him in the stomach, grabbed him by the trunk, I guess, and went down. So that's the first move in there.
All right, last question. I promise.
Yeah.
Did you hit him with the people's elbow after that? Did you go? It's just a mouth. Did you hit him with the people's elbow?
I got hit with the rock bottom. And then he jumped off of some kind of stand or whatever and Yeah, so I got hit with the elbow. He got hit with the stunner. I think I did get him with the pedigree though. So that was
Oh,
something.
Triple
Yeah,
H. We're
yeah,
big 90s, early 2000s WWE
I love it.
fanboy over here. I love it. Jamie, look, I will be there Saturday. We're coming to number 39. We're going to be there. We're going to have some fun. It's going to be a great regional, but you've been a fantastic guest, a fantastic host. Thank you so much. Tell everybody where they can catch all your podcasts and everything that you're doing.
Hey, look at To the Top Talk. We just did our episode kind of previewing the regional this week. To the Top Talk on all the social media platforms. I'm on the social media platforms as well, Jamie_Arrington, but all my Southern Miss stuff is on the To the Top Talk platforms on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, Spotify, anywhere you can find a podcast, we'll be on there.